Erdogan says Black Sea grain deal can be restored soon. Turkey's President Erdogan and Russian President Putin discussed the possibility of reviving a grain deal that aimed to address a food crisis by facilitating Ukrainian grain exports. Russia has withdrawn from the deal in July, citing obstacles to its own food and fertilizer exports. Erdogan expressed optimism about finding a solution soon, emphasizing that both Turkey and the United Nations had developed suggestions to address Russian concerns. However, Putin insisted that Russia would rejoin the grain deal only if Western restrictions on Russian agricultural exports were lifted. He argued that Western claims of a food crisis due to Russia's withdrawal from the deal were incorrect, as food shortages and rising prices did not result. Putin also criticized the West for allegedly benefiting more from the deal. The situation remains complex, with potential implications for global food markets and international relations. Let's hope something comes out of this and we get back more grain supply into the world, because we really need to tame inflation. We can hope, right? 3 dead and 3 missing after torrential rains in Spain. Record rainfall in central Spain has led to heavy flooding, resulting in at least 3 deaths and 3 individuals missing. The deluge, which struck the Toledo area near Madrid, caused road, subway lines, and high-speed train services to be shut down. Helicopters were deployed to rescue those stranded on their rooftops. Streets were transformed into muddy rivers, sweeping away cars and debris in various regions, including Madrid, Castilla-La Mancha, Catalonia, and Valencia. The weather service recorded a record 90 liters of rain per square meter in Toledo, where 3 people lost their lives. The situation prompted emergency responses and infrastructure repairs, impacting transportation and causing disruption in the affected areas. Prayers to those that lost their life, and let's hope those affected by the floods will get the help they need. Philippines, US navies conduct joint sail in South China Sea. On Monday, the Philippines and the United States conducted a joint naval operation in parts of the South China Sea situated within Philippines' exclusive economic zone. This marked the first collaborative sail in these waters, west of Palawan Island, signaling cooperation between the two nations. This joint action comes amid escalating tensions between the Philippines and China, which asserts territorial claims over much of the South China Sea. The operation featured the Philippines Navy BRP Jose Rizal and US Navy USS Ralph Johnson, focusing on maritime doctrine refinement and ship maneuvering exercises. The Philippines has frequently protested against China's aggressive actions in the region, including an incident where a Chinese Coastal Guard vessel used a water cannon against a Philippines resupply mission on August 5th. China has constructed militarized artificial islands in the South China Sea, overlapping with the exclusive economic zones of several Southeast Asian nations. In 2016, the Philippines received an international arbitration ruling against China, challenging Beijing's sweeping sovereignty claims in the area. More of this will be discussed in the following article. Busy week ahead for ASEAN leaders. Southeast Asian leaders are convening in Jakarta for the 43rd Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit, where they face significant challenges. This includes addressing the ongoing Myanmar crisis and escalating tensions in the South China Sea due to China's new territorial claims. The summit includes key regional meetings like the ASEAN Plus 3 Summit and the East Asia Summit, providing a platform for political and security discussions with dialogue partners such as the United States and China. An essential outcome sought is the Concord 4, guiding ASEAN's long-term vision. Meanwhile, the Myanmar crisis persists, affecting the region and the countries surrounding it. Additionally, the conflict hampers the bloc's plans to admit Timor-Leste as a new member, with Myanmar's junta expelling Timor-Leste diplomat last month. So the South China Sea and Myanmar is top topics for what's going on within the region in Southeast Asia, and it's going to be interesting to see what these countries can come up with. UK bees in danger as Asian hornet sightings rise. The UK faces a growing threat to its bee population as sightings of the invasive Asian hornets surge. These hornets are causing havoc in mainland Europe and have been found in several UK locations, including East Sussex, Kent, Devon, and Dorset. They feed on native bees and wasps, posing a significant risk to biodiversity. A global report by leading scientists revealed that invasive species contribute to 60% of animal and plant extinctions, with economic costs exceeding $300 billion annually worldwide. Invasive species transported by humans are one of the 5 major drivers of biodiversity loss. Beekeepers in affected areas are witnessing the devastation caused by Asian hornets, emphasizing the need for vigilance and reporting. Efforts to prevent their permanent establishments in the UK highlight the importance of proactive measures against invasive species. Let's hope they get a hold of this situation, because a biodiversity collapse really can be devastating for especially the agricultural sector. Europe's biggest car maker braced for China's EV challenge. European car manufacturers are concerned about the growing competitive threat from Chinese companies in the shift towards electric vehicles. Europe's historic dominance in combustion engines is waning as battery EV demand rises and Chinese firms benefit from state subsidies for cost-efficient battery cell production. This shift is opening up opportunities for Chinese automakers to compete both domestically and globally. Companies like Volkswagen, Renault, and BMW face challenges in growing their electric and hybrid fleets without the same level of state support. They are investing in technology and cost reduction initiatives to remain competitive. China's rapid expansion of battery plants poses a significant challenge, and European policymakers are urged to provide more substantial support and incentives to compete with China and the United States in the EV market. It's going to be tough because even energy cost in Europe is quite high, so it's going to be interesting to see if the governments will help support their local industries or not in order to compete with China. New iPhone, new charger. Apple bends to EU rules. Apple is expected to introduce a USB-C charging port in its upcoming iPhone, set to be unveiled on September 12. The move comes in response to a European Union regulation that mandates a common charging for all phones. Apple's current phones use the proprietary Lightning adapter, but the company has gradually adopted USB-C in other products like iPads. Despite initial opposition to the EU rule, this change is anticipated to apply globally. The shift to USB-C will allow users to use a single charger for multiple Apple devices, including iPads and Macs. The EU regulations covers various portable electronics, aiming to save consumers money and reduce waste. It is expected to save up to 250 million and cut 11,000 tons of waste annually. This is a good ruling by the EU. It really helps bring Apple into the fold. So now everybody can actually just use a USB-C. Binance CEO CZ forecasts DeFi outgrowing CeFi in the next bull run. Binance CEO CZ believes that the cryptocurrency industry future lies in decentralization. Speaking during a live event on September 1st, CZ expressed his optimism about decentralized finance and its potential to surpass centralized finance. He noted that as the industry becomes more decentralized, it will improve. CZ highlighted DeFi's growing influence, with its trading volume already reaching 5 to 10% of CeFi volumes. He also praised the recent dismissal of a lawsuit against decentralized protocol Uniswap, emphasizing its positive impact on the industry. This sentiment aligns with recent trends as venture capitalists are increasingly shifting investments from CeFi to DeFi projects. In 2022, DeFi projects attracted 2.7 billion in investments, marking a 190% increase from the previous year, while CeFi investments dropped 73% to 4.3 billion. This shift signifies DeFi's emergence as the crypto industry's high-growth sector, potentially driven by CeFi reaching a saturation point. CZ's outlook underscores the industry's evolving landscape and the growing prominence of decentralized solutions. Governments are always one step behind, and innovators will always be one step ahead. So, everyone else is right in the center there. So most of these innovators are clearly moving on to DeFi, knowing that the governments won't be able to catch up, and most things are most likely going to end up being DeFi and completely out of regulators' hands, if they didn't drag their feet for so long. Thank you for staying to the end of the video. Please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you again tomorrow.